If you haven't read these books before, consider me unbelievably jealous. I would do anything to be able to reread these for the first time again. First is literally anything Ashley Poston writes. Her romances are so unbelievably magical and incredible. I've read all of them apart from I believe one. This one is coming out in June, and let me just tell you, it is the most beautifully written romance ever. If you're a romance reader, you have to put these books on your TBR. Next is a book talk classic, and it is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This book deserves every ounce of hype it has gotten for the past couple years. I probably finished this around 3 or 4 years ago, and I still think about it probably once every day. I have not read anything like this since. It was so rich and so mesmerizing. Next is Then She Was Gone, and this is the most sick and twisted thriller I've ever read. This is a type of thriller which has you so incredibly emotional, however it is so clever, you cannot stop turning the pages. Next is The Girl on the Train, and this was probably my introduction to the thriller genre. It's basically about a woman who takes a train every single day and she just watches the perfect families. However, one day she sees something very sinister, and she's also an alcoholic, so it's told by an alcoholic's perspective. So how much could you trust her? I honestly cannot recommend this enough. More people need to read this. Next is One Last Shot. This is the perfect summer romance. It is a childhood best friends to lovers. Honestly, I have not stopped thinking about the characters since. I think their story was so cute, the connection was undeniable, and this is also a very underrated book. I hardly ever see anyone talk about it, but honestly it needs so much more hype. You are just rooting for their relationship through the miscommunication trope the whole way through. Next is The Queen's Rising, and this is the same author, Rebecca Ross, who wrote Divine Rivals, which is a very popular book top book nowadays. This was my introduction to fantasy, and it was just perfect. So underrated, but honestly if you love Divine Rivals, I highly recommend this. It is a very heavy fantasy based book though, there's not a lot of romance, so just be aware, but take my word for it, it will transport you into a new world. Next is The Handmaid's Tale, and obviously this is quite a heavy one, so definitely look at the trigger warnings and what it's about before you go into it. It's one I think every single woman should read. As I said, it is very heavy. I literally had a pit in the bottom of my stomach all the way through reading it, but I just could not put it down because all the sick and twisted things that were happening, my brain could not comprehend. Last of all, I'm probably going to sound like such a broken record because I talk about this book all the time, but it's The Crimson Moth. Believe me when I tell you, I have not been the same person since reading this book. An enemies to lovers between a witch and a witch hunter. What more could you want? And it's set in like a Bridgerton-esque era, but very dark gothic vibes. The most perfect book, full of unexpected twists. It literally has so much tension and secrets you're really hoping won't be revealed, so it has you on the edge of your seat throughout reading the whole thing.